Welcome back to Let's Try Roleplay. This is the finale of the Great Capital Bake Off. My name's Henry, and I'm the Dungeon Master.
My name's Connor, and I am the player, which is called Tholme, the Human Rogue.
My name's Robin, and I roleplay Nine, who so happens to be a paladin and a tiefling.
But doesn't let that define her.
Exactly.
And I'm James, the genius behind Ibathane No Name, the fabulous sorcerer.
So, surprise, surprise, another resurrection went totally tits up, and we've just fought Mumblewort for the second time. But this time as a bloody Demi-Lich. He was without a doubt the most powerful thing we've ever had to face, and I'd say even more powerful than that bloody Snydra on bloody River's Edge. He took out Ibathane with ease, and then we were definitely all looking a little bit shaky on the health front from one point or another. But we managed to turn the tide when Ibathane turned into a T-Rex. I used Blink for the first time, and Nine got turned twice the size by Ibathane. Thankfully, we have just managed to deal the killing blow to him for the second time, and by God, I need a bloody nap.
Can we try again?
Can we try and summon them back?
Yeah, with the resurrection. Third time's the charm.
We don't have any diamonds though. But I mean, I suppose we can ask
That's
someone.
the reason we're not doing it.
Also, I swallowed his skull.
You'll get 7,000 XP.
I wanted that for my wall.
It got shattered, to be fair.
It was shattered.
Could have repaired.
I think we are very, very much in level 9 territory when we
Oh,
have a long
yes.
rest.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
Right, so
Nice. So now this is over. Jemima's gonna kind of speak up. It's like,
going to be honest, I don't really think we're going to do any more resurrections around you
I
guys.
think you can have a day off.
I'm definitely not going to be able to take a day off. I have a lot of work to do.
I thought you were
Re-sanctifying this
retiring.
whole
He's
room.
retiring in 2 days. He's got a lot of work to prepare for the next guy. Daniel.
Yeah, I need to re-sanctify this whole room. I need to file a lot of paperwork.
What is
maybe-
with the capital and paperwork?
Look, you don't understand. You asked that when you first get here. It's a whole thing. So much paperwork all the time. Everything needs to be fucking tracked. It's terrible. I'm sorry, Emperor, for swearing, but it's true.
Fucking terrible.
Anyway, what the hell was that? What in the hells was that?
That was. So am I just? Can I de-spell my blink?
Yeah.
Can I de-spell my T-Rex?
Yeah.
Do I have to? No, I
Can
don't
I
need to
go
roll,
small?
do
Mine's still big. When I stop being big.
I'll just de-spell
I?
it.
Just
Okay, go.
keep big for meeting the emperor.
it won't last that long.
Oh fuck.
I was going to say, can I be T-Rex as well?
I don't really know what to do with that.
We will take his corpse
I think
again.
we might dispose of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's pretty good.
Do you have a fireball?
You didn't use that! Give it back.
Should we just fucking fry this shit?
Yeah, use it now.
If you want, we can burn it.
We've got it, we got it.
You got
We
it?
can what?
We can burn it.
Use
thought
the
you were gonna
firebolt.
banish
Use it, it'll be fun.
Oh no, I'm gonna save the fire.
No,
I
we'll
was
do it
gonna-
at the same time.
No, but I want to save it for next campaign.
Fine. Fine, whatever.
I'll use one of my
sit in the
spells
corner.
though. No, I'll use a spell on it.
Can we all use a spell?
Disguise self.
Don't have any spells
Charm
left.
person. No. Mage hat. No.
You need to use your spells more often.
They're not useful in situations. Sometimes. Anyway, should we get back on track?
Burn it.
What should we do?
Oh yeah, we'll
Or
burn.
no. Oh god, no. We should take this to the emperor. I don't
No,
fucking.
I rapid fire a bunch of firebolts into it and walk away.
Cool, you do that. Can you roll like 5d20?
Okay, right. The lowest was around 26, apart from the natural one that I rolled.
Cool, I'll roll a d10,000.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
I hope something really great
Kinda want-
happens for seeing the emperor.
Kind of just want to back
Get
slowly
six
away.
noses.
Slowly away.
Yeah, it's that moment where you see boof, boof. boof, 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 and you
You're
know
just like,
one
no.
of them did something.
We all need to run.
That one in the middle. That's
Wasn't right. That's not the way it's supposed to
that
go.
one.
Yeah, it's the automotive equivalent of hearing when you try and change gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. You know something bad happened then.
Henry's face is a story at the moment.
He's gone through a lot of emotions. First was confusion. Now we're sort of contemplative. Now we're at sort of amusement.
Sick happiness.
Cheerful joy at someone. Sadism. That's what we're at.
Twattism.
Ooh. Now we're kind of back at contemplative. We're at blinking.
Right, Ibethane, can you roll me a d6?
A 5? Is that a good one?
Is that bad or good?
Can you raise your wisdom to 18?
Fuck! Yes! I can.
What the fuck?
It's finally paying off!
Fuck.
What does that give me as a bonus?
Plus 4.
This is fucking stupid. Now he is the most learned man in the capital.
Not quite, but he's up there.
Oh, what are your stats now?
Well,
I'll tell you, actually, my stats.
as you fire these firebolts into it, and one of them, you kind of just form a beam because you're firing them so fast between you and the body, and then you're like, oh no, as you feel part of the body, like part of something there, and you actually with your soul sight can see a bit of maybe what was left of Mummo's essence or something like that fly back up the chain of fireballs into you, and you're like, what happened? I understand lots of things now.
I don't
And
like
I can
it.
see more because my perception has gone up.
Oh my god.
Mental.
But yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's, the one I rolled was one of the targets' random attributes turns to 18. So
Oh, wow.
It would have sucked if it had been, something that was 20 if I'd had that.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
have been shit.
that's why I made you roll d6. I was counting down from the top.
Oh.
Would have been shit if it was
was good.
charisma because it's already 18.
Yeah, that would have been boring. But wisdom.
Imagine you became Dexy as fuck, like cartwheels all over the place.
With that,
In your robe.
I'm so happy.
yeah, it's really good.
Straight.
There are a lot of these that are really good, but most of them are just jokes or some of them are bad. But yeah, a lot of these are really good. For the listeners, I don't use the one in the book just because I don't feel like we mentioned this enough. I use the D10,000 list of random magical effects
Yep.
for what happens, because I feel like the ones in the book would get a bit samey by the amount of times that Ibethane has to
Yeah.
roll.
He does a lot.
Because he does it quite a lot. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I think we just all like collapse in this fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll describe it. So with
How's everyone
that
doing?
all happening, everybody Craig is looking terrible.
Right.
Potion said it helps him to his feet, kind of, but he's not looking good. To be honest, none of you are looking good or feeling good. You've all had essentially your life essence sucked out of you.
Yeah, I wonder
I'm
if
at
Craig
55 out of
also-
56, my dude.
You piece of
Yeah,
shit.
apart from you.
Oh, fuck off.
But the rest of you are all feeling terrible.
I wonder over to Craig also feeling pretty shit and just give him a hug. No words are exchanged.
Or potions, apparently.
You hear
Got any?
you hear a slight.
No, he hears us like,
It's a nice hug.
yeah,
Nice.
it's a, yeah.
It's touching.
But after that, Raspar will kind of sit down and be like, "Oh, that was more fun than I was expecting."
Should we go and try and
Feel
resurrect
pretty crap,
Theodore?
though. I mean, we can try. That was. I mean, I was going to ask. Hey, small old man. Yes. Yeah. What? yes. Do you know anything about? Wait. I'm going to ask somebody else. I don't want this to happen again. Do you have somebody else? Yeah, I can go get someone if you want.
Not Daniel.
Wait, I'll bring them here. And then Jemima goes out, brings back young-ish, probably late 30s, early 40s, ish looking half elf comes back. It's like,
Probably
hello.
young. Oh, what you mean in elf?
Half elf, so
in
they
appearance.
half
I
elves
see.
live only a bit longer than humans.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And he comes in, he's just like, yes, I've been told that, goes up to Raspa, like, I've been told you would like some help. And Raspa goes, yes, I have a friend that is inside this crystal. And I was wondering, do you think we could resurrect him with that if we have the body? I don't really know how all this works. Do you think? And then the person would be like, I'm really not sure, but we can certainly try.
Resurrections are usually they're usually fine.
Yeah, and we can certainly try. We can do some
Nothing's happened
experimentation.
here.
I don't want to be the.
Raspar will turn to the rest. He's like, I'm going to both go probably throw up because I feel terrible, but I'm also going to go and try and help Theodore because he's getting a bit whiny because I was telling him what was going on during the whole fight, and he feels a bit left out now.
He was getting FOMO during the
He
fight.
very much was.
Fantasy FOMO?
FOMO. So I'm gonna go try and sort this out, figure something out. I don't really know. I will speak to all of you
Honestly,
later.
Third time's the charm.
You never know. So with that, the camera goes to black and it fades to 2 days later. And after a long rest,
People are taking me seriously again.
yeah, they will be. Yeah, they will be.
I'm definitely back in the robe of fluff now.
I've just slept
And
the
I
past
assume
2
we've got hit
days.
points.
Yes, you're all back at full. Everything we're back at full.
And we're level 9!
would
And
all
we're
be
also
lower 9.
level 9, but we'll resolve that later.
Yeah, we'll resolve that in the interim between this and whatever comes next. You essentially have spent a few days not doing a lot. You've spoken to Gregor about what happened, and he has basically said, "Well, that's fucked," and has said that. Since then, has said that it's basically since so much has been going on that's very weird, they've put a hold on all resurrections for now. However, they don't think they'll probably restart soon because they're not entirely sure. Everything that was going wrong has been investigated, and it appears as though nobody essentially has any clue what was happening. Why all this happened, how all of it happened, other than the best estimation is some sort of interference from some spell that Mumblemore had cast to cause all of this, but they're not sure. However, the other thing you've actually spent time doing, or Gregor has spent his time doing instead, is interrogating subtly for some, but in general interrogating most of the guard in both the castle and slowly working his way, and other people joining in, working their ways through the entire guard of everybody.
Good.
In particular, focusing on the palace guard.
Yep.
But however, it's, as we say, it's about 2 days later, and he came to you this morning and he said, would you like to join me today? There's a couple people I'm interrogating that you might want to join in on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some idea of what may have happened.
Oh, God.
But we're about to try and find out of what we think may have happened. After consultation with the big man himself, he gave us authority to try something.
Oh.
Oh. I get the pail out and the
No, not
cloth.
quite like that.
Have you just been carrying that around like the day will
Just
come?
bring it no, I just bring it out of my pocket.
Yeah, you should bring out the bag of holding.
I was gonna bring out my pants.
I'm ready. I've been practicing. What?
As you walk, he says, after we were given the go-ahead to use some enhanced interrogation techniques, nothing damaging, but delving into the mind of our previous guard captain, without his permission, of course, we discovered a clue. That, honestly, not surprised. Well, we discovered a hint of something which some of our best minds have deciphered to be that while neither him nor Mumblemore committed the crime, they were still definitely the ones that still hatched the plan. And they appear to have committed the crime via proxy.
Okay.
And we have an idea, and you may have an idea of who the proxy might have been.
Craig.
Craig will be there, and he's like, I didn't do it.
Oh, okay, not Craig.
Hold on.
Mauro?
Can you influence people?
Yes, we believe this may have been what happened.
Like, can you manipulate people's memories so they don't remember?
With powerful enough magic, yes.
So
So
What is one of the gods?
What we're going to try and find out now.
Oh, I see.
We're on our way to pick up somebody you've already met. He's actually retiring today, so he's going to be. This is his last duty. He wanted to try and see this through. And you pick up Jemima on the way.
Hello. I'm coming to help.
you
It's
know
my
what
last
it's
day. I think part of it is they're trying to get me out of the church so they can build a surprise party for me. But don't tell that I figured it out.
And taps the side of his nose.
oh, I want to go
Is
to this
anyone
party.
genuinely worried about him? Should we cast some serious buff spells on him so he doesn't die today?
I want to go to his party. That'll
But
be a great party.
You all head towards the areas that were the interrogation rooms.
Yeah.
You've been there before, and you walk in, and you see in two of them. In one is Morrow, in the other is
Hold on, I wrote it down.
Lasagna.
Lorenzo.
No, there's Fernando and Morrow were partners.
Fernando.
Lorenzo and Andrew were
Yeah, that's
partners.
it. And the other is
Fuck, it's Fernando!
is
No, Fernando was a half elf.
Fernando being the partner of Morrow. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So in one is Morrow, in one cell is Morrow, in the other cell is Fernando, and you have a choice of who you want to go see first.
There was something in the air.
You want to go see Fernando first?
It was me as a fart, Fernando. Slipped in the window quick, blew out his chest, Fernando.
Go see Fernando.
Go see Fernando? Yes. Right. You walk into the cell, and Fernando is there, handcuffed to the table. And he looks up, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm not really." Wait, what voice did Fernando have? He had a sort of like a this.
Well, the thing is, right,
He's like a
he
this.
was meant, in the song, he had an Irish accent, and that was the whole point, because you sang it in an
No,
Irish
that was
accent.
No, that was
Morrow.
Morrow
That was
singing.
more.
Morrow
Oh,
sang
was
that.
it Morrow singing?
We were just singing about Fernando. The
There
guy
was-
wasn't even involved in the wedding. He
Oh,
couldn't
right,
come
okay.
because he was on
What,
shift.
What is going on? I have not done anything.
Oh, you may not know you've done something.
What do you mean?
You may have been.
I know that I've not done.
Wait, am I allowed to tell him, Gregor?
I mean, sure.
You may have been.
He's probably already been interrogated, so probably knows a lot.
You may have been under the influence on shift.
I don't
Because you
drink
said
on-
yourself that it was a big party and you went over some drinks.
I don't drink on shift at all, and I was working during the party.
No, it may have been a mind-altering spell of confolgerism, perchance. I'm
I-
working towards this
I-
new wisdom thing.
I doubt it, but sure, you can. I want my name clear.
The night of your shift,
Yes.
on shift, how many times do you and your partner check on each other?
We usually check in about every half an hour or so.
Every half an hour, right?
Right.
And was there any point during the night that you didn't see Morrow, or that you didn't check in with
the
each
only
other?
time we missed check-in once, and that was while I went to break up that fight for about 10 minutes. I came back and checked in, and he was fine. Nothing had changed.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Fucking burning all the luckies now. I don't give a fuck. That's the exact same again. Is it burning? There we go. I got it. That's a 21.
Yeah, you believe him?
Did you see each other between 6:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning of the night after the banquet?
After the fight, checked in about 10, put up in around 10, and then we checked in about 20 minutes later, because I was late for that one, and we have to check in at specific times.
And then when we went off shift at about 10 a.m. ish, 11 ish, it was about around then, we walked home together for a bit and then went our separate ways.
And did Morrow seem
Seemed normal,
unwell
no different.
at all?
No, seemed exactly as he always would be. Just Moro. Hardworking, a bit boring, but very nice.
Right, lads, I have a theory.
Okay.
Perchance. My theory is he wanted Morrow. What's his face? Edmund Edwardson. Eduardo wanted Morrow on shift because he was good at his job, and nobody would question if he had done this because we knew he was good at his job and he wouldn't miss anything. I think Fernando was distracted by this fight, giving a chance to control Eduardo Edwardson. No, Morrow.
Yeah.
To fart his way up to the window, do the murder, and then come back before anyone had noticed he was gone.
Yeah.
I think we'll just say that's what happened and then go home.
I think we need to question
Yeah.
Morrow as well. So we
Fine.
believe that you didn't have any part in this. We just want to make it
Good.
clear that even if you did, we don't think this is something that you could face. You weren't. If something did happen,
Okay.
that wasn't in anyone's control.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you're not in trouble.
Besides people being
Okay,
influenced
good. I don't want to
Mhm.
lose
With
my
your-
job.
with your partner as well. I don't believe it's something that many
good.
people could have broke against.
Okay.
But is there anything else you think we should know?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if we're being completely honest and I can't get in any trouble, I smoke a bit halfling weed sometimes, but
On work?
no, never on work. Just, it's a stressful job. Just when I'm off.
Do you have to ever leave work to get snacks?
No.
Have you got any on you?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
I threw it away when, this started happening in case you came on looking. But
Yeah.
if you're promising that I can't get in any trouble, then,
Oh, were you asking if he had weed or whether he had snacks?
Or both.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess we go on to.
Okay. At this point,
Tomorrow.
Gregor will turn to Jemima and say, "Can you check?" And Jemima will go,
Yes, of course. Young man, give me your head.
Oh God.
and he puts his hand on either side of the head,
I heard
and
that on
then
video on
starts
the internet.
chanting some words in Celestial. Do any of you speak Celestial?
Yes. This come
Essentially, it's like a healing prayer. Of essentially, he's casting, I believe it's Greater Restoration.
Okay.
Yep, Greater Restoration is what he's casting. And at the end, once again, Gregor looks at him and says, "Do you remember anything differently now?" And then Jemima will be like, "No, it is all the same."
Cool.
Okay, cool.
On
Yeah.
tomorrow.
You guys head through tomorrow.
Yeah.
As you walk in, he's
Not
like,
today.
"Okay, cool." You head through straight away to the man known as Morrow.
James, come on! Did you not get the joke?
I missed it. I wasn't listening.
I think that's a James joke if I've ever heard one. He said, "Do you head through tomorrow?" I was like, "No, we go today." There we go.
Heard
Yeah,
it.
you got it there.
Didn't acknowledge
No,
it.
that really was fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you.
As you walk in, he's like, "What's going on? I'd really like to be let out now. I'm supposed to be asleep. I'm supposed to be working
I run
tonight."
up to him and I go, "Are you the murderer?
No,
You gotta tell me if you're the
you've
murderer."
already asked me, and so have a bunch of other people.
Right. Well, the reason
And you know I'm telling the truth because I'm in this fucking zone of truth thing.
Right, because the reason I wasn't paying attention to your excellent joke, by the way, just bringing that one up again, was because I was just thinking we did all of that questioning and this motherfucker has a spell that will reveal the truth. So let's just do that.
Yeah.
So I think we should do that, but also, do you not think he's gonna get a bit fucked when he suddenly remembers, oh, but Jesus, I
Yeah.
went and killed
But
this.
that is a problem for tomorrow.
Right. Moral.
I
Save
just want
me.
to say, the look Robin and I gave each other was one of God, I want to die.
Can I just
Help.
say also, it amazes me that it's taken us this long to make that joke.
Yeah,
I know.
true.
You've grown, but
Moral.
Aye. What you want?
I.
Sorry, that's a bit rude, I know, but I've been asked loads of questions, and also this zone of truth makes me a bit, confrontational.
We have reason to believe. Now, hear me out.
Right?
That you may have done this murder.
I
Okay.
know I didn't.
So,
Do you put your finger on his lips when you say
we think you may have been influenced, and we are going to be able to find that out now. If you have been influenced,
Right.
I don't think anything will become of it because you weren't of your own mind.
Right then.
But we're going to work that out, and you're going to work this out as well if you have, and you're going to have a lot of memories come back to you. You're going to see some shit potentially.
Right.
Are you strong enough? If this is the case, you could be
I'm strong
absolutely
enough.
nothing, but
it's not your fault.
Right,
unless it is.
I mean,
But it's not your fault.
you're getting some conflicting.
Nothing is proven yet until we do it.
Yes.
But
Right.
what it
But even if you did it, it's not your fault. If you're under influence, it's okay. And I'm pretty sure the Dragonborn you killed is gonna come back. And knowing him, he'd probably be happy for a rematch.
Right.
That would be
Okay.
your fault.
Right. At this point, Gregor will turn to Jemima and say, "Jemima, go ahead." Jemima will walk up and once again do this exact same prayer, glowing light. And as he finishes, we are going to go into a flashback. It's early morning. The sun is getting to the point at which it will be rising, and Morrow is walking around the top of the tower. And he looks down and he sees, over in that direction, a dwarf and an orc starting to fight.
Okay.
And he shouts down to his partner and says, "Do you want to go look at that? Sort that out. We can't be having people hurting each other after this. Just send them home. Don't try and arrest them or anything." And then he'll shout back up, it's like, "Right, I will see you in a second. I will go sort this out. Keep an eye on it. I'm sure, once again, they're just drunk, so don't worry about it." And as this happens, his partner will go away, and Morrow turns around to see a hooded figure standing behind him,
Son of a bitch.
wearing what appears to be a mask that goes down to cover everything apart from his mouth.
What's the colour?
Black.
Oh, that prick.
mumble prick.
Immediately, Morrow's body freezes, not through fright, as he was immediately trying to go and grab for his weapon.
Good man.
Dominic Person.
However, he can't move, and he's immediately seemingly under somebody's control.
Oh shit, it could be like Crown of Thorns though as
No,
well.
the
'cause
Dominic
I've
Person, he had that spell.
Oh shit, so he did.
The black figure walks over and gives him a number of gems in his hand, and almost immediately disappears thereafter. But from then, Morrow doesn't seem to be in control of his own body. He crushes one of the gems and finds his entire body turn into gas. And he flies in this new form towards a window. Which window he does not know. And he seeps through the gaps in the windowsill and reforms standing on the edge of this slightly open window. And he sees before him a naked Dragonborn looking in the opposite direction.
Thank
at which
fuck.
point crushes another one, and he understands this Dragonborn is under his control now.
Oh.
He takes a ring he was given, tells the Dragonborn to wear it. The Dragonborn puts it on. He crushes another gem, puts his hand to the Dragonborn's back. The entirety of this blasts a hole directly through him. At which point, to complete the job, grabs the Dragonborn's body, moves it there. However, the Dragonborn still seems slightly alive, so to finish the job, cuts his throat and takes the ring. Sets fire to a piece of gauze he has in his pocket. Once again, straight into gas. Disappears. Out through the window, back to the tower, where once again the masked man is waiting for him, and then forgets everything.
Oh, that's fucked.
Back in the real world, Morrow probably throws up and starts panicking. We'll leave it at that for that.
So not so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
We should have asked him if he knew Gass's form. That would have been a good question for our repertoire.
He does.
We never asked that to anyone.
We're shit.
I think though but Gassie's form you just require some sort of basic magic training.
You have
which
to, but you have to
we
know
would
it.
have had.
It's a fairly simple spell. Lots of people will know it.
Yeah, don't know if it would have
But yeah.
helped.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Shit.
Theoretically, you could have got it if you. It was I like it was a thing. It was like okay, because I wanted it to be like. So when you went to question him, you could have theoretically, if you thought of modify memory, the spell which was cast on him to make him forget everything.
Right.
Could have like pretty much kind of half solved it
I didn't
at
know
that
that
point.
was a thing.
But yeah, I wanted to make that very difficult because that would have been like, that's one of the first places you went.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think to be like we do here. We got a lot of the. We actually figured out quite a lot of how it was done, but we just
Yeah.
couldn't. We hadn't put a
We just
person
couldn't.
on it, but we kind of had guessed that it had
Done
gone
by
from the guard
proxy.
tower at some point.
Yeah. Shit.
Whoop!
Yeah, I
What a
hadn't
fucking pansy!
considered that. I hadn't considered that the person who snuck
Influenced.
because I knew someone snuck in, but I couldn't think that person
Put
hadn't
the
just
guards.
done it all behind his back.
See that's what I was thinking at the time as well.
Okay.
What a pansy prick, Mumblemore, using someone
Yeah.
else, prick,
We'll leave it at that.
pricky prick.
That's what happened.
Okay, fair enough.
Another day or so passes by.
Hope Moro's okay.
And the three of you have been kind of hanging around. Once again, the three of you had to fill out a lot of paperwork. 9, you've been told to work on your report.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gregor's been kind of helping you out. But you're in the middle of working. You're working in the common room of your...
I assume I got told not to do any more paperwork after there was a small fire.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But Raspar comes in and says, "So it's been a while," and he's wearing normal clothes, and he's kind of covered head to toe in what looks kind of like soot, almost making his skin
okay.
completely black. Like, so it's been a while, but we can't resurrect Fyodor. We don't seem to be able to get him out of the crystal.
Oh shit.
Oh.
But I had an idea.
Oh God.
Oh,
He's in his armor, is he?
No, I wanted to do that because I thought, keep him with me. But then Theodore was like, no, don't put me in your armor because then I won't be able to fight myself. And then I was like, no, that is fair. And I was like, give me an idea because why not put in your armor and then modify armor? So welcome to Fyodor 2.0. And in walks a about 6'5", for lack of a descriptor, Warforged, walks into the room.
That's fucking sick.
That's cool.
In the center of which, essentially, you know what Warforged looks like. You've all seen.
Yeah.
Jigs.
Yeah.
But in the direct center of its chest is a small golden plate, which there is a small gem in the middle of it.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it lights up in a golden light and says, "Hello," in a sort
So
of
is
mildly mechanized voice.
Is he kind of like a spectral Warforged like
A little bit, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's so cool.
Raspar goes, so the idea kind of came onto me, not an entirely original idea. I met a gnome once that told me about a friend he was looking for. He was traveling around, and he told me
Meta.
about how he was all sort of like multiple spirits and stuff. So I kind of thought, well, I could do that with him, and yeah, we have Fyodor 2.0. He's no longer kind of Dragonborn, but he can fight, which is really all he wants.
Does he have like a dragon-shaped helm?
Yes.
Oh,
Fuck, that's cool.
I like
This is
that.
gonna be a lot to try to explain to your.
Oh, it is, but don't worry about it. Fyodor's kind of happy because now if he gets injured, I just build him new parts. So,
Oh
That
wow.
is fucking sick.
but yes,
I touch it.
we also burnt his body, which was weird because Fyodor came to that.
Oh.
Oh, how was that, Fyodor?
It was strange, but not too bad. I was never that attached to the body. It was
I
mostly.
mean, you were pretty attached
I
to
mean,
it.
you know what I mean.
Like literally attached to
It didn't really look like me. It exploded a bit.
Does his
so.
soul look weird in this to me?
Oh yeah, it would.
Fuck.
Oh.
Every so often, you would see
Can I just see like
in the gaps of the armor, you'd see just like a slight jump of blue energy
Oh,
as
that's
what looks
cool.
like soul jumps between
Swirling
the
around.
individual armor plates.
That's so cool.
And then when you sometimes during a gap, you see this soul energy swirling around on the inside of it.
That is fucking
Yeah.
I love
sick.
that.
Yeah, you would. But yeah, Fyodor sits down. He's just like, the only thing I really still miss is the ability to drink. And eat.
Yeah, that is literally my
'Cause
first
I kind
thought.
of miss food, but you know, it's better than nothing. Better
You
than
can still
nothing.
have it. Just doesn't taste much.
True.
But this armor does run on vodka, so.
Yeah, true.
Special modification myself.
But yes, so I was wondering, perhaps you three would like to
Drink.
join. No, unfortunately, look, I can't drink anymore. But I was wondering if perhaps you three haven't tried this body out yet. Would you like to spar a little downstairs? Maybe just test it out?
Sure.
Perfect.
Are you gonna start? Am I gonna start?
Oh, is it one?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
The waveforms are going.
Cool. Hi,
Hello.
friends.
Hello, friends on the other ends of our words.
Yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay with what's happening. It's changing day by day. Shit's going down, so just keep yourself safe. Wash those hands. Don't touch anything. Well, you can't. You're probably touching something right now, but wash your hands. Don't
As
touch
long as
your
that
face.
thing is not your face.
Yeah, don't touch your
Anyway.
face. One thing that people recommend to do is if you see someone touching their face, just scream face at them, and then that tends to stop it.
And
Yeah,
the most,
I've
the
seen
weirdest
that.
thing about all of this is we are talking. If you're listening to this in 2 years down the line, then we're talking about coronavirus. Remember that? That thing that happened. Remember? Well, I don't know. It could also be that the world's now ended.
Could have.
Yeah.
Well, this
You
is-
could be listening to this in a fallout bunker somewhere.
Collect those bottle caps right now. Start now.
Except it's now toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
The currency is now toilet paper.
Yeah, it's
So
weird.
hope you're stocking up.
Mm.
No, you
Don't
don't.
stock
yeah,
up. Don't be one of those people.
Don't be a fucking prick. We will personally ban you from the podcast. We'll personally ban you from society. We'll find a way. If you are hoarding toilet paper.
Yeah.
How much toilet paper do you have, Robin?
I ended up just buying like a 9-pack before it all kicked off anyway because that was the cheapest one to buy. So I've got like 9 ones just sitting there.
I've got 4. I
Okay.
don't know if Henry's got any hiding in his room.
Don't
But
know.
if he does, we have a maximum of 8. And that is more than enough to wipe your arse for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, you do not need half a tree.
You need to think of the people that like you're disadvantaging, and they're the people who are vulnerable, people who are elderly, healthcare workers who are working on shifts who can only get to the shops at 8 p.m. after they finish their
Yeah.
shift, who turn up and are looking at these empty fucking aisles because they've been slaving their arse off the whole day. God help them. They've got no food, they've got no nothing because they're at work all day because everyone else is taking stuff from them. And like shop workers as well, like pharmacists, everyone, like
Yeah.
the frontline staff at the moment are ones who I think will be seriously affected by this. So just keep them in mind when you're doing your shop.
You told me a story about. Oh, I was gonna say something else you should do to do a tiny change in this coronavirus pandemic. Put some stuff in the food bank cage thing
Yeah.
in your shop, please, because we support tiny changes. And that's a tiny change. We also support Social Bite, which is stuff for homeless people, and putting that stuff in the food bank means that people that can't actually afford to go in and get their 900 pack of toilet paper can have a single roll. That's the good shit.
Yeah, that is.
So do that, because you told me a horrible story about some.
I did. So I knew someone who was working in a shop, and they had like a food bank area at the front of the store, and this lovely lady got together a full trolley. She had toilet paper, she had antibac wipes, she had non-perishable food. This woman had everything in this cart, and she came over and she was like, I want this full trolley to go to the food bank, and my god, that woman deserves a fucking medal. So they put it in the wee food bank box bit, and they noticed that during the rest of the day these people were going up and taking things straight out of the food bank box, putting it in their own bags, and then just walking away. You fucking assholes. If you're one of those people, you're a piece of shit.
But our listeners would never be those kind of people
Yes,
because
that's very
they have moral compasses.
Exactly. But you see someone doing that, fucking go over to them and be like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Go over to them,
doing
take a
this?
tin of beans out of that cage and clonk them so... No, don't.
No, don't do that. No, don't.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just even one thing from your shop, put it into like, a food bank area or something. Like, we're all gonna get through this. 2 weeks worth. Having to get 2 weeks worth of food to keep yourself going isn't masses.
Yeah.
And just be adventurous. If this you haven't got pasta, try something else. Use potatoes instead.
Yeah, we bought some potatoes. We're going to start using more potatoes and less pasta.
So use this as a chance as well to like experiment a wee bit and just see what's happening. But yeah, God, hope you're all okay. Sorry, we've kind of started this in a bit of a low.
Yeah, but follow government guidance. Don't be
Yes.
afraid to go above and beyond government guidance. If you decide, I don't want to fucking get this, I've got a wee granny who lives in my house who needs to be protected, then don't be afraid to say, do you know what? I'm going to stay indoors as well.
Yeah.
And, just do all the things. Wash your hands all the time. Try not to touch your face. When you're going out and seeing people, don't fucking give them massive hugs and French kisses and whatever people
2
do.
meter social distancing is what they're recommending. As well, if you're one of the people whose country is on lockdown or county is on lockdown at the moment, like I hope you're doing okay. Or if you're having to work from home at the moment, or if your job's in a bit of a limbo at the moment.
Yeah.
I really don't envy your position at all. That was quite scary. That's a lot to happen at the moment. So just. We will get through this. It's difficult, but you will get there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Good.
Just look at your local government stuff and take, for UK, just Google NHS. Also, don't spend your whole day, just reading the news and you'll get just... I think the most important... the WHO, is also post guidance on making sure your mental health stays stable during all of this, which is quite useful. And it's nothing that's majorly drastic, but also, it's so important in this time that you look after your mental health as well as your physical health, because this can wear down a lot of people very quickly. So just take your time, take breaks from the news, Skype people, FaceTime people, call people, read a book, just do something to distract yourself from just constant news updates, because it is coming in so fast and high. But you looking at it as soon as it comes out, between you looking at it a couple of hours later, it's not going to make a difference, really. It's still going to have been
keep up to date.
Keep up
but
to date.
Also, don't let it control your life.
Yeah, don't let.
Spend your time listening to sweet podcasts.
Yeah, stay off social medias as well. Don't spend all day on them, because some people on there are absolute idiots.
Yeah, true.
My God, just
But what you can do is listen to lots of Let's Try Roleplay,
You
because
can.
we are there. We have episodes out that you can go and listen to again. So this is actually the final episode of the Great Capital Bake Off that I listen to at the moment.
Wowee.
And they've still got that big, I don't want to give too much, but the big meeting that we had at the end, that's still to come.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
not heard that yet.
Yeah, it wasn't done by a conference call before all this happened.
It was done in person.
Done in person. Minutes, I don't think were taken. We didn't make a record of the meeting.
But the things that were talked about in this meeting,
Pretty important.
in this episode, have actually gone on to spawn what we're going to be releasing as of next week. We are going to, because I've actually checked, we're a bit early for our birthday, but the Let's Try Roleplay birthday is the 14th of April.
Okay.
And, is that right? Yeah, it is. It is.
Wow.
14th of April.
He remembers that better than he remembers mine.
You're what?
Exactly.
So last year we released the origin episodes of Tholme 9 and everything. And this year we're going to be doing just something really fun, something that we've wanted to do for ages.
Yeah.
And we're going to release 7 episodes in 7 days. Perfect for your self-quarantining.
Yeah.
And it's going to be based off of something that happens in the second half of the episode that you're about to listen to.
Okay.
So we'll give more information about that in the coming days. But there's going to be 7 episodes, 7 days. Going to be good shit. We still need to record it, but we're doing that in a couple of days' time.
Yeah.
But it'll be out. We're going to have to go and get a lot of episodes edited. Edited in a very short space of time. But we will do that.
It's possible.
It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, have we got anything else to say? That's actually been very quick and concise.
No. Yeah, just keep looking at local government guidance.
And if you want someone to talk to, just message us. We are doing shit all as well, apart from lots of recording and stuff. So
yeah,
like
we got nothing.
Yeah.
None of it. Yeah.
We're in a lucky position that we don't have to, that we're still students and we don't have to work and stuff. So we've not got a lot on at the moment because we're not allowed to go to uni. So
No, everything's been cancelled. No one really knows what's happening at the moment.
yeah, so we're just having a great time. So yeah, drop us a message on Let's Try Roleplay at email.com. No, gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Redbubble. Buy our fucking clothes.
Buy our merch. And
Yeah.
if you get any packages in the door, wipe them down
Yeah.
as well. Any foods and stuff, wipe them down.
Yeah, because we don't want that COVID in your brain. It doesn't go to your
Doesn't
brain.
go to your brain.
I don't think it goes to your brain.
No, it doesn't go to your
Can
brain.
confirm, does not go to your brain.
Do not start this here. I do not want to be the conspiracy theory that started that
Don't-
COVID-19 goes to your brain.
Don't let the COVID go to your lungs.
Yep, it does go to your lungs.
Does it go to your butt? No, because you don't need all that fucking toilet paper. It does not go to your butt.
Most important, 20 seconds, wash your hands. There's
And did
loads of videos out there from people like songs that you can sing.
Yeah, did you know one of them is the Let's Try Roleplay theme?
No?
I mean, it might be. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. I mean, I don't know. It might be 20 seconds.
Don't know. The
Play
one
that in your head.
The one that I like, apparently the longest time someone can hold a scream out for is 20 seconds. So you get your soap and your water going and you just scream for 20 seconds and then you're done and you're all clean. And it's a good energy release as well.
It is.
Get that
It
stress
is.
out. Just scream for 20 seconds while you're washing your hands.
Well,
There's a really funny one. I saw it was a picture someone was sharing and it was like a dinosaur that was doing it and it was really cute. But
very good.
But yeah,
Very
watch
good.
those Netflix, read some books, stay indoors. It's for your benefit and for people around you's benefit as well.
Yeah. So, yeah. Should we call it a day there?
Yeah,
We'll let these guys get back to the episode.
probably.
But okay, right. Well, see you in a bit. I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. And we will see you next week for some serious,
Seriousness.
some labor-intensive, us doing lots of editing and mixing and releasing lots of episodes all at the one time to help your self-isolation.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Henry loves you.
Does he?
Not as much as I do, though. Bye-bye.
Gross.
So yeah, once again the screen goes black and we skip to.
We just hear the clanging of metal
Yeah.
and the roar of a T-Rex.
Yeah, doors clang, clang, clang. And
Squid. Ah! No.
once again, the screen goes black and we see 5 days later, and the three of you are sitting.
Dead.
The three of you, I'll say, wait, all of you roll a
We're at our resurrection.
highs or lows? Highs or lows?
Highs.
I got a 1 and that 1.
Loads.
Dead.
Lows,
Actually
lows, lows.
Oh, well, it depends, yeah.
Cool. Who went for what?
Lows.
Lows.
Highs.
Highs. So the three of you are sitting there. Ibathane and Nine, you're looking fine. The camera pans to Tholme, massive black eye, in the shape of a warforged fist.
That's a good look.
Yeah,
I
it
got
is a
too
good look.
close. I
Um,
forgot I didn't have blink.
The three of you are sitting there in your finest clothes.
Oh, fuck yes. The Fabian specials.
James, look, Ibathane and Tholme are wearing modified versions of their Fabian specials. You were forced to go back to Fabian and change them. Nine, you are wearing your armor burnished to a high sheen.
Oh. That's the first time that's happened.
And what's weird about this scene is all three of you kind of just sitting there silently, kind of staring at the very large black wood desk in front of you. When a door opens and a slight slither of golden light comes through this door.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Guys, best behaviour. Anything out of the two of you, I swear to fucking God. Oh, he's right there.
And and in walks about 6'2", pretty tall,
I'm taller.
half
I'm taller.
elf looking man. comes in wearing very fine clothes, sort of white, almost like a white medieval suit, with golden inlay depicting lions and dragons flying around from each shoulder. The shoulders of his tunic are made to look like the wings of an eagle. And he sits down in front of you and just kind of says, "So,
Tell me.
how are the three of you?"
It's been an experience
So I've heard.
to the capital.
Nine, is that? Are you there?
Holy shit.
Is his face changing like in the manga?
He's a fairly handsome, probably about early 30s, half elf.
I don't think he's
Quite
the guy.
sharp features, very dark brown hair that's like
not the
in
guy.
a fairly neat hairstyle. And he's just kind of sitting there looking through you. He's a handsome man, very well dressed, very like holds himself well, but kind of unassuming.
Are you the Emperor?
Yes, I am.
What?
Is it the lack of
Glowy shit.
Glowy, yeah, I can turn that on and off when I want.
Oh,
Fuck.
It's fine.
please don't swear.
It's
Don't fuck with. Oh shit!
look, it's I specifically don't care about that sort of thing. If you're around my two
You don't care. Okay.
the two heads of the order, they would.
How do you feel about impersonations?
Hey, yes, I must say, wait, highs or lows? I must say, I found that quite funny. I didn't see it at the time, but I have had a look back at what you did. You got my. I like to think you got my good side, but the voice itself was a bit off. Also, weird thing you getting Philip. Kind of part of why, yeah, bit weird. You calling him Philip when that was his dead brother's name. I know you didn't know, but I suppose it worked out because he's back now.
Yeah, did you
yeah.
do that?
No,
Could you have done that?
maybe.
Why didn't you do that?
I didn't really know.
Okay. I've got so many questions.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Did you make me wiser?
No.
Okay.
What happened?
I'm wiser.
You
I
can't.
suppose that happened.
Nine, talk. I can't stop.
I suppose you probably did hit second Dragonborn puberty recently,
Oh,
so
Jesus.
I can
Not
tell
Jesus.
from the claws.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
are you?
sir.
You're the emperor,
Yes, I am.
huh?
How much power do you have?
I don't know.
That was
Oh, he's on a fucking
set
plate.
you up.
Quite a lot. I mean,
Would you say it's limited?
I would potentially say unlimited.
Yay! Thank you for that.
It's you're welcome.
So
Are you the emperor?
Yes.
Pick up
He looks back. He looks at you, Felmy, and for a moment, you are blinded by a golden light, stronger than any of you've seen before. And then he turns off and is like, "Yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing to do. Well, it's not. It's easy. I can turn it on and off, but I just prefer face-to-face talks like this." Because you can see my face rather than that changing weird thing that no one really sees what they want. It's a lot to get used to. I've only been doing this for like 30 years or so.
Do you have the past memories of all the emperors?
Yes and no. I have access to them.
That's pretty cool.
He's kind of like that guy Aang. Yeah, the last Airbender. Yeah.
It's a good anime. It's not an anime, but yeah,
Whatever.
it's a good cartoon.
You can be whatever you fuck you wanted to be.
You could probably make.
Oh, I'm not
going
gonna
to
argue, mate.
But yes, it's my divinity is a weird thing because at the same time I'm me, but I'm also more than me.
Did you fight a giant snake, black snake?
I believe. Wait, no, I did not.
That was the guy.
Ao?
Yes.
He fought the. He's
That's-
the god of the gods.
That's part of why I wanted to talk to you three. It's come to my attention and others high in the order that you three have become privy to knowledge that in general is not permitted to the general populace, even those working for me and with me, it mostly do not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What was that knowledge?
of the old gods, of
Remind me.
look, for example,
You're now
Ao,
incredibly wise about it.
for example,
But still stupid.
your knowledge of Ao, the book that you have had.
Oh shit, yeah. Abyss.
Those sort of things is forbidden knowledge nowadays, for a number of reasons. But that's part of why I wanted to talk to you, because I'm not going to punish you for learning those things, quote unquote forbidden knowledge. I didn't forbid it, although I did. As I say, this is a hard thing to get used to, even after a lot of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like, first of all, I need to thank you. First, partly for what you did at Olmsford.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nine,
I'm
is
thanking
he
you.
Is he the...
Secondly, for solving
Palpatine.
that case that you've been working on. I've been quite busy. Obviously, later this week is the anniversary of my ascension and all that. So
Yeah.
I've
Happy
been.
birthday.
Thank you.
I got you this. I give him a magic stone.
Oh, I get something out of my pocket.
I'm genuinely nervous.
I can literally imagine that I'm sitting in between you two, like holding you. It's underneath the table, and you're trying to fidget and do things. I'm like grabbing your hands.
But we're just
Like,
genuinely worried we've done so much bad.
I pull something out of my pocket and have a quick look at it to see whether it's something I want. Like if it's a dead fish or
No,
something,
just
I'll probably
just
put it
go
back
for
in.
it. Fucking lean into it. Give him whatever it is.
Just throw it at him. Ha! Squid in the face.
Robo Fluff. Give him a Robo Fluff, or some
I
slippers.
really hoped you came in wearing one.
Is he the emperor?
He's just like a dude.
You were a better emperor.
If he is the...
Obviously he was a thing before he ascended, and
Don't
he's
be
still
rude.
that.
Don't call him a thing.
He was an elf, some sort of half elf. Then he ascended up. Then he's still a half elf or an elf. I can't remember what the DM said. And then he becomes like part of a line of emperors. He gains their memories and
But the
knowledge.
faces he changed through his previous generations.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Do you ask him?
Yes, but Tholme's going to give you a present first.
Yes. Folmy, you pull a plushy octopus out of your pocket.
You actually do squid him.
I'm like, I give you the...
Thank you very much. That's an interesting pair of trousers you have.
Just put it
I'll-
on your desk
I'll put it on the desk. Thank you.
and think of us
Sure thing.
whenever you see it.
Will do.
Useless but cute.
But yes. First of all, I assume you must have questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are
People
you
always
the...
do. Yes, I am the answer. Don't fuck with me, Folmy.
We've got the name of the fucking episode right.
I can only apologize. for
I knew what.
these.
I've read the files.
I put my hand
Yes,
up.
Ibathane.
When we saw you doing the face thing, you
Yes.
changed all your faces. Is that all of your previous incarnations?
I believe so.
Pretty cool.
I'm not 100% sure, but
Wait.
I believe it is the essence of my predecessors coming through.
Right. It's gonna get deep. Why the fuck do we keep getting into so much trouble?
Honestly, I'm not sure. That's part of part of why you've been brought to my attention is that you seem to always be right in the middle of whatever is going on. First of all, what happened at Olmsford is one of the biggest extraplanar incidences we've had in a very long time.
For Olmsford or River's Edge?
Both.
Okay.
That whole deal.
That deal,
Yeah.
Season
And then
1.
this is the first high-profile murder we've had in the capital of none other than a foreign diplomat I think we may have ever had.
So your term's going well. is
Yeah,
kind
it's
of,
going swimmingly, shall we say. But all emperors face a different challenge. I can only assume that the wisdom of my predecessor in choosing me, I must be right for the task. So I assume you must all be wondering why I'm just a half elf at the moment.
Yes.
Yes. So, on the death of my predecessor, as far as I know, the day of his death, I woke up that morning with a need to come to the castle here. I was living as a farm boy.
Dana's staring at all of it like. Oh, sorry, no jokes.
I was living as a farm boy, not maybe a 2 days travel by cart north of River's Edge itself.
Wow.
And I woke up one morning, I think a few days before the death of my predecessor.
And you were the emperor?
No, I just woke up with a need to travel here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I walked. I just woke up needing to walk. I felt a compulsion to walk here. I don't really remember much about it, but apparently 2 or 3 days after I disappeared, I was at the front gates of the palace. My predecessor died, and I kind of exploded in light or something. I don't really remember a lot of it. But apparently...
Just pretty forgettable moment.
Yeah,
In the scheme of
obviously.
things.
But
So
yeah,
you're the emperor.
I am.
Oh yes.
It's fine, I understand.
You were... I'm sorry, but we derailed you. You were talking about needing us for something.
Oh, yes. Well, first of all, I wanted to, as I say, congratulate you and thank you on what you've done.
You're welcome.
You've all done a lot for me, so I feel like I can do each of you a small favour.
Level up.
Well, you do that naturally.
Oh.
But if you have anything you would want, I have a rough idea of what I could give you, but if you have anything to request. 9, I'll start with you.
Promotion.
Pretty much, yeah. You're currently a trainee, yes,
Does that mean
under
more?
Davith.
Does that mean more paperwork?
It depends on whether you want to. Like, you've done a lot. You're going to have to do a lot of paperwork anyway. But yes, I think the role of trainee for you at this point is a bit defunct. You've been operating on your own for a while.
Oh, please be Davith's boss.
And, well, I feel like you were promoted to the same rank as Davith at this point.
Nice.
And
I've already discussed it with him briefly. I just said that I thought it'd be appropriate, and he agreed after me telling him what you've been up to.
like he was gonna say no.
Yeah.
Nah, mate, I think you're talking shite.
But yes, you're a fully fledged member of the Order as of now, if you accept.
Yeah.
Very well. That will give you more responsibility. You have the ability now to take on your own trainees if you wish.
I've got these two.
Oh God!
That's
Oh
what
my!
I thought.
Oh, make Craig a member of the Order. Train Craig.
Take him.
Train
He's
Craig.
yours now.
Train Craig.
Dealing with your
Train
shit show.
Craig.
But as for the other two of you, do you have anything in particular that you would like?
You give me your suggestion, and then I'll let you know if it's crap.
Well, for you, Bethane, you're a bit of a mystery, even to me. I don't really know where you came from.
That's a lovely compliment. Thank you.
But I was going to offer you for what it's worth, full citizenship of the Empire. You'll be the first Dragonborn citizen we've had in centuries. If you want that, I don't mind. You can have something else. I can give you something else too. Look, I'm one man. Well, I'm not.
You're God.
I'm God. Kind of. Yes, it's a whole thing. I'm still getting used to this. But I can give you that quite easily, as well as a substantial additional reward.
Come back to me. Speak to
Very
Thorny.
well. Thelmy, do you have anything that you would like?
What were you thinking?
Once again, a bit of a mystery to me. My normal rewards I give to people are like his title, that kind of thing. So I could give you a title. I could give you some land. I
Brothel.
could give you a lot of money, but that's a bit boring.
Oh my god, we can get a house.
Give you a deed. Depends on what you want.
What do I want from
We
life?
can get a house. Guys, we could get like a home. Actually, like a home. So we don't.
home? Are we
well,
ready? Are we
we're never
ready
gonna be
for a
there,
home?
but it would be nice to like have like a house for all of that we could all like stay in and be quite cute. We can all have like our own wee like wings and rooms in it. Craig could be the maid, or the butler.
You saying this in the thing?
No, out of character. Just-
All right.
I know what I want.
What would you like in the thing?
I want a busty dwarf. Wait, no, I want the busty dwarf.
The pub
Yes,
in.
in my head.
I mean, there's a pub from my youth in River's Edge that was called the Busty Dwarf. It shut down a number of years ago.
I want that
You want that?
and the citizenship.
Okay. More than doable. Sure.
Fuck yes.
I will organize that. I'll buy you. Well, I'll give you the deed to a. I mean, River's Edge is currently being reconstructed. I think they've nearly finished. From
Yeah,
my
just
last
the
report.
deed and a wee bit of startup money would be good.
Of course, I was going to be giving you a reward anyway.
That'll do.
Oh, that'll do.
And Tholme, what would you like?
Oh my god.
I've got questions.
I don't.
We've got the busty dwarf.
Got the busty dwarf.
We fucking did it.
There's just been like 3
final-
years
Yeah.
of role playing trying to get
out
this.
of character. The when we played an intro campaign, the three of them almost immediately were like, "We want to set up a pub called the Busty Dwarf," and I was just like, "Right, we'll figure that out someday."
I wanted it so
It could be like a steady source of income.
That's what
It
I'm
would be a
thinking.
steady source of income. Yeah.
We need to find someone to run it. We need to find people to staff it, and oh Jesus,
We're doing a mini campaign called the Busty Dwarf.
just us setting
Okay.
up the pub.
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
But yeah.
But yes, Tholme, what would you like?
If you need more time, I've got a couple of things I could ask.
Kill some time. Kill some time.
Go on.
I'm still trying to work it with who's the emperor.
What
I'm the Emperor. Call me. Don't fuck with me.
Philip.
So, thank you for
You're
getting
welcome.
rid of my trainee. I've got a couple of questions.
Of course, fire.
I pull out the hilt of the Sunblade
Mm-hmm.
and I hand it over to him. I say, I woke
Right.
up with, well, to be fair, this might actually help all three of us. Three of us woke up with absolutely no memories of no memories of some before what happened.
Right.
We all woke up in different places. We found each other again, remembered each other, but we woke up in a completely different time and place than
Interesting.
what we experienced before,
2,400 years.
That's a long
to
time.
be exact.
To be exact.
Not quite. 2,450 something.
Right.
But we all woke.
That's an interesting time period. Very well.
So, and I woke up with this.
It was in the cargo of the ship.
It was in, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, because you just listened to it.
I found it in the cargo of the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I had this. I used this in my previous life as such.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, our first lives, we all ended up dying on some. We fought this creature who tied us all up to a windstake and slit our throats, and we thought we were dead. But then we all woke up in individual places, but close by to each other.
Right.
I was wondering if you'd had any ideas with that, or if you'd recognised this
You say
weapon.
it was worked out to be about 2,400 years ago.
Yes.
I get out my notebook and have a wee
Mhm.
look.
Because if so, that's about around the time of the first ascension.
2,449 years ago, though?
Yeah, about around that time. I guess it's time for a bit of a story, I suppose.
With the
Well,
Fuck, could you imagine?
About-
It's one of our it's one of those faces ours.
the memories of my predecessors are mostly given to me, but the longer ago they were, the more they degraded. The memories of the first emperor are pretty much gone. But what is known is that about 2,500 years ago, a great cataclysm befell the world. To the point of the world basically being over. Where this came from, it's not entirely sure. However, we know that it was extraplanar. It came from another outside of the central planes, from somewhere else. Whether that be the abyss, as you guys have encountered creatures from the abyss, from the hells, or from somewhere completely alien. However, it is believed that my position and the position of my predecessors was determined by a last final gambit of the remaining gods from the celestial planes. Poured all of their energy into one human who'd proven himself, or I believe human. I think he was human. It's once again historians. As a sort of final defense against trying to fight back against whatever this cataclysm was, and that being the ascension of the first emperor. Knowledge of this is not well known, especially among the populace, as to them, in order to sort of hold the empire together, my position has and always will be the only god that has existed, to kind of keep it easier. But yes, once again, I don't know a lot about it myself, but that's a strange fact that seems to coincide so directly. In terms of extraplanar travel, as you probably know, that's why it's forbidden, because some sort of threat came from outside the material plane. So it's one of my predecessors forbade it, and it seems to be almost nearly impossible since then anyway.
Yeah, we've never done it.
Yeah.
No, we don't know anyone who's doing or trying to get back from it.
Well,
No,
Did you hear
not
about that?
so.
I'm not sure what you are talking about.
Good.
We went to a
Maybe
place
keep
with
it that way
Yes,
for now.
yes.
But yes, that's where it's believed my power comes from, and that seems like almost too much of a coincidence, so it's probably something that we should look into. Which brings me on to another point. You three seem to always get into trouble. You always seem to be in the center of attention. And I must say, you're not the only people that always seem to get into trouble. So, I have a proposition for you. I'm assembling somewhat of a team.
What?
Yes!
I'm Cap.
No, it wouldn't be. It's mostly made up of people like yourselves who are adventurers, have learnt knowledge of stuff they shouldn't know. I've asked a few other people to join. Most of them have said no.
Potion seller.
Finally, you should ask.
Yes.
You may have heard mention that I know Potion Seller personally. I knew her before my ascension. Was actually my midwife to my mother. So she kind of birthed me.
It's weird.
As I said, I used to live just north of River's Edge. So, it is a bit weird, but it's why she's always here. It's I do appreciate seeing her.
Okay.
But yes, she'll be partially in on it. And I was wondering, you guys can essentially invite anyone that you...
Craig.
I mean, of course, anyone that you wish. And I will ask them, or you can ask them. It's up to you. But with what you've learnt, this team will essentially be looking into it further. There's some group or other that is trying to take down my empire from within. At least that's what I've gathered from your reports. And obviously I don't want that to happen. And you three and others like you seem to be in the best position to hunt them down and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Very well.
I've got a list of people.
Right.
Theodore.
You're welcome to ask him.
Raspar.
You're welcome to ask him.
Alphabassa.
Welcome to ask him.
Fabian, because we need to look fabulous.
Fabian
Yeah.
is probably not...
Costume designer.
I mean, look, he makes all my clothes. I'm not willing to put him at risk.
Okay. But did he work from here in a support role making the costumes for the team?
Of course.
We need uniforms.
He makes all the uniforms for all the guards.
I won't be wearing these uniforms.
He's busy.
He's a very busy man, but he's also a very talented man, and that's the kind of talent that I need in my empire.
Gregor.
I hadn't considered you asking for Gregor, but sure.
I also have one last request.
Yes.
I would like Gregor to be initiated into the Order of the Gauntlet.
That can probably be arranged.
Sorted, I'm happy.
Oh, that was actually really sweet. I didn't
I'm
think of that.
wise.
That you are, Everthane. I'm very impressed.
And sometimes a T-Rex.
Yeah,
You see the spider thing?
I did.
That was a good
It
move,
was
yeah?
a good but gruesome move.
Yeah, it really hurt.
I can imagine.
Wouldn't advise it. It probably wouldn't hurt you very much.
It might. A bit. Thormy, I sense you may have thought about what you want to ask for or request.
Yeah, it might be a difficult one. So as we said, we're not really from round here. We don't really know what happened. We all came into adventuring for a reason, and that reason for each of us seems to just have, almost been lost along the way. But I think it still is, it's still the reason we came out in this, and we are really no closer to finding out each of our individual, goals in this. I came out because I grew up with a family that weren't my own, and I still don't really know what happened to them. And I really want to find out what happened to my father and his adventuring group, and the evil that led him to give me away to protect me.
Right.
And Ibethane has been looking...
Everything's totally fine. His friend is definitely not trying to get back from some weird extra ethereal plane that may not all have caused a cataclysm in the events.
Everything's cool. And 9, you've...
That was a lot. I once again will not ask.
I'm a lot. Deal with it, God.
And 9 has been through some shit as well. And
There's been points in my life when I've been helped by someone or something, but I've never really known who they were or what they were wanting to do.
And we don't expect you to know about this kind of thing, but if you can, it doesn't need, if not now, at some point, if you can find out anything, if you hear anything about how we may have came to this world, or these people that we are searching for, the reasons we came into adventuring, can you please let us know?
I will. If anything comes by me that I can connect to that, I will get it back to you somehow. I can't promise that I'm unfortunately a very busy man. I can't promise I can look into it myself, but most things that are found by or within the Empire come by me at some point or other, and I will keep an eye out for you. I give you full permission to look into it yourselves. If anything, you will be slightly above the law in your positions.
I like the sound of that.
Don't go around killing.
What is our title?
Minor transgressions.
What is this team's name?
Depends on what. I hadn't really thought about it. What would you like me to be called?
I was just wondering what we say, because normally we're with the Gauntlet, but now we're with the
should we
Revengers.
Should we sleep on that
Is this a name that we're really wanting? Is this a mission that we really want the greater populace to hear about, though?
We can have multiple names.
It might still be better to pretend we're under the guise of the Gauntlet.
We're with the Bureau
of
Festigation.
Fantasy investigation.
We're with the Femestigators.
But
well, you can call it. I will essentially let you work, doing whatever you want, as long as you are in some way looking into these people that are trying to take down the Empire. Call yourselves whatever you like.
But that would mean a lot to us if you could do it.
I will do
and
everything I can.
Yeah, that and a really, really sick crossbow. And you don't need to give me the crossbow now. It's just
I'm giving you some gold. You can find a crossbow to buy. Look in the markets. Specifically, maybe look at the outside markets.
If he buys a real good one, can you touch it and
I'd love
God touch it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just give it a wee
I'll
finger.
see what I can do. After today, you will probably have to book an appointment. It's a long waiting list.
I got like a crossbow of magic missiles or fireballs.
Could we
or some
post it to you?
Maybe.
We'll post it.
And then just give it a wee.
and then just send it back to the busty dwarf.
Right. Yes, I forgot about that.
Oh, that spell that you were talking about, where you can like make a place you can teleport back and forth from, definitely doing the busty dwarf. Although you're not going to take that spell.
He might now.
Oh, well. But yeah, so yeah, thank you. So no, that's perfect. I think we're all a little bit troubled inside with the reason we actually came into adventuring, and that we're not actually getting anywhere with that. We're good in other ways.
I can understand
some ways. Sometimes
I wanted to be an adventurer in my youth.
And now you're the ultimate.
Now
adventurer.
you're God.
Kind of. Yeah, it's a weird works out.
Yeah.
What class are you?
God.
Absolute
I
class.
think technically paladin.
Okay.
But like level 50 paladin.
Right. Well, thank you very much, God.
You're welcome.
And I just have one,
Please, just
more question.
Call me Julius.
Okay. That's lovely.
Calling me God's weird, especially when I'm like this.
Can I call you Philip?
No.
Okay. I just have one more question.
Yeah.
Are you the Emperor?